Well, hello, everybody, and welcome into another episode of the Three Technique Draft Nuggets here on the YouTube channel. We're doing another Dallas Cowboys mock draft version 2.0 post NFL Combine, and I'm excited to get into it. If you are brand new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button for more draft coverage. Plus, we've got all the college football content you could possibly need. We do once a week uploads and daily content on our YouTube channel through the off season. Once we get into the summertime, we're talking preseason. Then it's twice a week, every single week, all the way through the regular season. We'd love to have you join the Jimmies and the Joes. It grows every single day, and we would invite you to be a part of that. But of course, you're here for the Dallas Cowboys 2.0 mock draft, and I'm glad you are. Cowboys are in an interesting position post the NFL Combine because a couple things happened. One, Cowboys did not really talk extensions with any of their major players. And so the Cowboys are once again going to have to turn to the draft in order to fill out some severe holes on this team. Offensive line being one of them, linebacker being one of them. And oh, by the way, they really don't have a running back. I don't think they have a running back under contract right now. They could completely clean the deck at that position. Over the last couple of years that I've done draft content, one of the big things that I've heard, as far as from the subscribers or just from viewers, is that I don't move up very often. And that's true. My draft philosophy, if I'm in that war room, is to either stay put, let the draft board come to me and take best player available, or trade back and acquire more draft picks. This is a season where I think that the Cowboys would be wise to consider trading down, moving back, because they don't have a fourth round draft pick this season. And the meat of this year's class is really going to come in that second, third, fourth round, maybe even a little bit later on. This draft is top heavy at some positions and very, very deep at others, right? So if you're looking at offensive tackle, a glaring need for the Cowboys. It's a lot of really talented guys that are going to go in the first round, maybe 8, 9 tackles going in the first round. But you look at a position like linebacker or like running back, wide receiver, and you can get that in the second round and on if you're smart with your picks. And so for the Cowboys, they've got to gauge, where do they go with that first round draft pick? Who's available at 24? And more than anything, what are they going to do to accumulate draft picks on day two and early day three to really round out this class? Jerry has said that he's going all in on this year. There's really nothing to indicate that that's what they're going to do. Cowboys are always conservative in free agency, and so we turn to the draft in order to really improve. So let's get into this one, mock draft 2.0 with the Dallas Cowboys. Caleb Williams goes off the board to the Bears to start. Pretty chalk so far. Terry and Arnold going very early on, depending on what you think about him. Cowboys are going to let the draft come to them. Troy Fountaino goes there to the Saints. That's a guy that I would have been high on. Fuaga goes. Jackson Powers Johnson goes to the Rams at 19. And Amarius Mims, a guy that we took in version 1.0, goes right ahead. It looks like the Chiefs traded up to make that happen. So let's take a look here. We've got a couple of trade offers ringing the phones right now. On the offense, we've got Tyler Guyton is available. Sumataya is also available out of BYU. Jordan Morgan. But this to me feels like a little bit of a reach. So if we go best player available, you do have Jared Verse, a couple of really good cornerbacks, and Nate Wiggins, who Wiggins is a burner, ran what I think a sub 4.3 at the combine. The kid can absolutely fly. Cooper DeJean, Byron Murphy, who's an elite defensive tackle, and then Tyler Guyton. If you're going offensive tackle, it's got to be Tyler Guyton here. Let's look at the trade offers though. We pick up second round 82 and then future picks from the Colts. That's not enough to get me to move down, so we're going to reject that. The Vikings have picked 42 and future draft picks. The Bucks though want to swap and come up to get who? Who do the Bucks ultimately need to get? They want to move up 2 spots. They want to give us pick 57. They want pick 87 in return. I'm going to see if they will pitch us 126. If we could pick that up, I'd be willing to do it. They reject the trade. We're going to reject their trade. Then I think as well. Is there anybody else? There's nobody else that wants to trade in. I'm going to say we stand in here and take this pick. So I'm going to reject the Bucks trade. I think in this situation, you've got Tyler Guyton, who is very polished as a blocker, and they actually have a bio on him here. Played right tackle. I don't know that the ceiling is quite as high as a guy like Tyron Smith, who is rumored to be leaving the Dallas Cowboys. He's can he holds. He gets sticky hands. He's a little bit like Smith, Tyler Smith, excuse me, if we're being honest. But I think Tyler Guyton would be an okay pick here. Very balanced, can do it in the pass game, can do it in the run game, no doubt. The Cowboys' top need is on the offensive line, certainly at a tackle. So we're going to take Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma. The Bucks end up staying at 26. They take Cooper DeJean. There goes Byron Murphy off the board. And so now we wait to 56 as you have the Texas wide receivers go with the turn, Xavier Worthy and Adonai Mitchell. And now for the Cowboys, we're really looking at either interior offensive line or linebacker position. Great positions in need for Dallas. Big hole with Leighton Vander Esch likely about to retire. Sounds like Tyler Biotish is moving on. And so we get to our second round pick. We can move back 6 spots and pick up 93. I'm listening on that. And Denver's offering us 81 and a future. So we're going to reject that. I do want to look at who's on the board here. We could get Cooper Beebe, who's a very solid offensive lineman on the interior. Great pass blocker out of Kansas State. Got Patrick Paul. Other positions, Braylon Trice. I really like him. Edge rusher out of Washington. Peyton Wilson, really, really solid linebacker. Always at the play from NC State, but he's always hurt. I believe he's on his 10th surgery in his career. That makes me a little nervous. You've got Cedric Gray, but again, we could move back a couple picks and you move up here to pick with pick 93. I'm going to go ahead and say, let's do this. Let's let Baltimore come up. They'll take Jonathan Brooks, the running back. I know that's not going to be popular in the comments. I know folks are going to be screaming to have taken Jonathan Brooks, but coming off an ACL surgery, I'd be worried that the Cowboys, if they did that, would. If their plan is to go take a running back in the second round, I'm scared that that means they're not doing much in free agency. So we're going to let that one ride. And we still have Cooper Beebe on the inside here. We've got picks 87, 93. I think I'm gonna solidify the offensive line. I think I'm gonna take Cooper Beebe. Now our offensive line could essentially be complete. We'll figure out the center situation, no doubt. But I really like how this plays out. So we'll take, I think, the best available offensive lineman. We've now got to wait till 87. Again, linebacker, running back, defensive tackle. I'm praying the Cowboys do something to address linebacker and defensive tackle in free agency. But again, who knows what Jerry actually means by going all in. Mikey Sandersill goes, cornerback from Michigan, nickel corner. Scouts have said that he's always around the ball, despite being a smaller guy, always around the football on tape. He really impressed folks with his athleticism, his three cone, and his shuttle at the combine. So we are here at 87, and honestly, had I known Christian Mahogany was going to be here, I likely would have taken somebody else. Mahogany's a very solid top 100 player out of Boston College. He could play center for you, be really, really nasty. You could go get Javon Bullard. Safety is absolutely a need for this team. I think though, if Jeremiah Trotter is here in the what is this the fourth round now? Now that we've traded back, well, I think Jeremiah Trotter's the pick here. I know there's a chance that Braylon Allen could slip just a few more picks, but we need linebacker more than anything. I'm going to take Jeremiah Trotter. I think that is tremendous position value. Tez Walker, Ricky Purcell, Javon Bullard, Makai Wingo, and hey, look at that. We can get our running back too. Braylon Allen on the other side of it. This is why you let the draft board come to you. Braylon Allen was a monster at Wisconsin. When that offense was really humming along, I think he could be really, really good in the NFL. We'll see what ends up happening as now we officially switch into the fourth round. I think I said we were in the fourth round a minute ago. I misspoke there. Into the third. Great third round for the Cowboys. If that's how your day two ends, I think Will McClay and company are flipping handsprings in the draft room. I truly do. Curious to see where Jalen Wright goes here. As we've got a little ways to wait now. We've got pick 213, 231, and 242. There goes Jalen Ford, linebacker to the Patriots. I was gonna think about trading up. I would consider. I think if we could find a way to go up and get either Tyler Davis or Jordan Jefferson, I would be interested in that. Jefferson's a load at 313. Tyler Davis a little bit smaller. This is the area where I could see them going. And so you know what? Let's see here. Let's see if the Commanders would play ball with us. Let's see if we flip them. Okay. Let's see if we just end our draft right here to come up and get 138. Nope, they won't do it. All right, so we'll let them keep going. Layden Robinson goes. There goes Jordan Jefferson. So we may just have to wait. Could see if the Saints would be willing to play ball. Keith Randolph, the junior, still on the board. I really like him. Justin Boygby, excuse me, still on the board. Gabe Hall, a guy I actually got to know when I worked in college football in the NIL world, still on the board. I would be targeting Keith Randolph Jr. at this point. He was the running mate for Jazon Newton, maybe the best defensive tackle in the class. He's drawn a lot of comparisons to Aaron Donald. I think that would be well worth an investment. So let's get on the horn. Let's see if the Saints will play ball. Again, you guys tell me I don't trade up enough. They're not willing to do it. Not willing to move back yet. See if the Rams, they got Tyrese Knight. I do like him out of UTEP, solid linebacking prospect. Rams aren't willing to go back. And this, I do know this mock simulator draft or this simulator very tough to trade. Very tough. I kind of feel like if there's not somebody in mind, I feel like it should be a little bit easier. What if we pitch a future fifth? Okay. So they'll take the future fifth, and we can take Keith Randolph Jr., get our defensive tackle. Really liked what he did next to Jerzon Newton. Like I said earlier, great run stopper. Not the pass rusher that Newton is, not just the total bowling ball of death up the middle, but a great run stopper. And that's what you absolutely need. Love Tommy Eichenberg going to the Falcons there at 174. So now just two draft picks left to go, 231, 242. We would love to know who your draft steal is, fifth, sixth, seventh round. A lot of opinions I know you guys have. Who's your best day three pick? Jordan Whittington goes 192. He's up there. Certainly in contention. Charles Turner, pretty solid center, going inside the top 200. It's a guy that I wouldn't mind if the Cowboys took. Jawar Jordan goes 204 to the Packers. Electric running back out of Louisville. Sione Vaki, safety, running back, Mr. Do It All for the Utah Utes. Now getting some seventh round quarterbacks going. Damani Richardson, Carson Steele, running back UCLA. We are on the board. Tell you what, could go Omar Spates here. Was the leading tackler at Oregon State before he was, let's be honest, he was bought by LSU. Didn't have that great of a season last year. Really tanked his draft stock. I'll tell you what, if Anais Smith somehow slips to the seventh round, I know you got Brandon Cooks. Boy, Anais is a fun player. Really wowed guys at the Senior Bowl. Had a very solid combine. Joshua Cephas, another really solid seventh round pick, potentially. Let's look at our picks. Tyler Guyton, offensive line, linebacker, running back, defensive tackle. All addressed. I think this has been a very solid draft for us. Um, I'm between Omar Spate and Anais Smith, and honestly, how tall is Josh Cephas? 6'2", has some concentration drops. Not the security blanket you'd be looking for in a wide receiver. We're going to take Anais Smith. We're going to take the Swiss Army knife, the playmaker, potential special teams ace. He was exactly that for the Aggies. And our final pick on the board, we're going to take Omar Spates. He doesn't move, doesn't go anywhere. So we'll take him. And just like that, Dallas Cowboys have a 7-round mock draft. Version 2, very different from where I went with my first draft. And I'm excited to see what you guys think. Give us a grade here so you get a look at the full results. Guyton, we traded down for Cooper Beebe. We get Jeremiah Trotter there at 87. Braylon Allen, we get Keith Randolph as we go up. Anais Smith and Omar Spates. Let me know how I did. Give me a grade down in the comments. I think this is a pretty solid draft. Addresses a lot of needs. We were patient and we went up to get a guy when we absolutely needed to. Got that value in the late round picks. If you enjoyed this mock draft, stick around on the channel. Hit subscribe. There's much more coming as we go all through the month of March. Mock draft March on its way. College football content, as always, lives here. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Gracious him. How about